All right, so I'm going to walk you through one of my favorite AI automations that allows me to post content to multiple platforms at once by using Canva as my base, where I have the image from Canva, the captions from Airtable, automate into different social media platforms. And this saves me time and is also a lead generation strategy. So when people see my content on those different platforms, then they can respond to it with a keyword, and then it can go into the ManyChat AI automated flow. All right, once you gather all of your content, like your hooks and your captions, you can put them in a Google spreadsheet like this, and then you can upload it to Canva using the bulk upload feature. Now, Make.com is a web-based automated workflow that lets you connect all of your apps together. Think of Zapier, how apps are able to talk through each other through API integrations. So those APIs let those apps talk to each other, send data back and forth to each other, and then allows it to streamline your workflow. All right, so ensure that you have your social media content ready. And what you can do is use my digital roadmap AI expertise and niche navigator custom GPT that'll help you to uncover your hidden skills, find your niche, your ideal client avatar, create content for them, and also create irresistible offers. So here's the prompt. Act as a content strategist, plan a month of content focused on AI marketing and coaching offers for social media. Add a call to action for my audience to attend my upcoming AI Business Accelerator workshop, and put the data in the table format with the hook in one column and the caption in another. All right, so I'm going to hit generate, and now I'm going to watch the GPT work, and now it's putting my data into a table format, and it's going to generate 30 days of social media content. So this is awesome. I'll just watch it work. And then what I want to do now is either ask it to export this in a Excel format, or I'll just copy and paste it into an Excel table myself. So let me just go ahead and grab the first, let's say maybe the first 10 days of social media content. And then I'm going to go over to Excel and I'm going to put it in an Excel table. All right, so now in Canva, in order to use the bulk create feature, what you want to do is first go in and find a template that you like in Canva for your brand that you can then map your content to. So for me, I'm going to create reels. I'm going to create 9x16 videos for Instagram specifically, and those videos can also be posted on Facebook. So what I'm going to do is ask it to find me Instagram reel templates. And then you could tell it what type of niche you have. So like if you are in a health niche, you can say health. If you're in the tech niche, you can say tech. If you're in the wellness niche, you can say wellness. And then you can see different templates that will come up. And then you can use their templates, or you can add your own picture to the templates, which I'll show you in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to grab this simple template here, and I'm going to hit customize this template. So as you can see, this template has 1, 2, 3, 4, a couple of videos. If you don't need those other like smaller templates that's included, you can just highlight them at the bottom and then just hit delete. Because what you want to do is add your own images over this. And then you can also shorten the length of the video. Like this one is 10 seconds. Maybe I'll just shorten it a bit to, let's say, I'll put it at 8 seconds, and then I don't need the second one. So all I need is really just one video template. And then here I'm going to add my own images over it and my own text based on what I just generated from ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do first is just make sure I align the text in a position and that I want. So what it's going to do is use this position here. Each box that you see here has a different purpose. So really, we only need one box, because what we want to do is have your hook that's in the hook column that you got from ChatGPT and you put in the Excel. We want that data, that information to come into Canva, into this box right here. Now you could change this text to match your brand font and your brand colors. So I'm just going to change it to white, and I'm going to change it to just my brand font, and then I'm going to make it smaller, and then I'm going to just make sure it's not too big. So then now I'm going to use this box to fill in for my own hook. And then once this runs and it generates, it's gonna duplicate the video based on how many rows you have here. So I have 10 rows and 10 days of content. So it's gonna make 10 videos for me. Now what I wanna do is make sure that Canva uploads this Excel document with my 10 days of Instagram captions and hooks. So if you look over here on the left, you can see that Canva has a bulk create feature. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click on the video, and then I'm going to hit bulk create, and then here you have the option to either enter your data manually or you can upload your data here. So I'm going to hit upload data, and then I have a separate pop-up box that came up, and now I'm going to double click on my desktop where my Excel file is with the text captions, and then now you can see it's pulled into Canva. And now I can go ahead and hit continue. Now what I want to do is go back to the text on the screen over the image. And like I said, make sure it's in a good position that makes sense for you. And then what you want to do is click the three dots here over on the text, and then you're going to go down to connect data. So now I see that I have three different texts from the three different columns that's in my spreadsheet, and I have one that's numbered, I have the hook, and then I have the caption. Now what we want for the front part of the image is just the hook, and then we can generate the caption separately by running it through Airtable. So now I can see that over here the actual hook is being highlighted, and then it matches what's on my spreadsheet. So now I want this automation to run, and then I want it to now continue, and it's going to generate 9 designs. Oh, because I forgot the header. I see there. I forgot the header. So it's really going to do 9. So that's okay. I'm going to hit generate 9 designs. All right, so it's generated it and put it in a different folder in my projects. So I'm going to hit view folder, and now I can see that it's generated. Okay, cool. So now I have 9 days of content in a video format with the different hooks that I've put in this table. They've all populated, and I can see that this is the file because it's called bulk. It changed the file name. So this is great. Yep, I could have made the font a little smaller, but this is just a demo. So just make sure that when you're doing it, you have your font size ready, mapped out, and your text and all of that. But as you're testing this, you can always do it over. So the next thing I'm going to do is then go into uploads, and then I want to search for videos that I've already uploaded to Canva. And this is probably done best on the Canva phone app, but I'm going to do it on the desktop to show you. So what you would do is just grab your image, and then you can just drag it over the one that's already there for the stock image or stock video. And now I have my own videos there. All right, and that's one of my AI clones that didn't come out so well, but you can then just do that for each video. Or you can stick to using the Canva stock video that's there, and then continue to add in different stock videos from Canva if you want to. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is go into Airtable.com. Now, Airtable.com is a cloud-based platform that combines the features of a spreadsheet with a database so that it allows you to create and manage different applications and workflows through that database. So in Airtable, I've already created a workspace, and you can do that by clicking the plus sign here. And when I did that, I was able to then just create an Excel file in a table format, and then I just copied over my text from the Excel file and pasted it in Airtable. So what I'm going to do is just go in and copy my captions, because that's all I need. 9 rows of caption. And then I'm just going to paste that in Airtable. Let's see here. Let me add some more rows. All right, so now I have my captions. And what this database is going to do is going to work with make.com and then it's going to allow me to automate my content through Make, Canva, and Airtable. So if I go back to make.com now, you can see the automation here. The whole workflow is already built, but I'm going to show you how to build it from scratch. So when you go to make.com and you go to scenarios, you can click the plus sign there once you get in, create new scenario, and then you hit the plus sign here. And the first thing we want to do is make sure we search for an app called Increment. So the increment function, it lets you run the content in your workflow multiple times, but this tells it how many times you want that specific piece of content to run again. So here, since I only want one caption and one text, just one piece of content to run and post one time only and not have it the same piece of content post multiple times, I'll just set it to never. All right, so let me drag it over here and you can see it's set to never. So the next thing you want to do is grab your Canva app. So here you want to click the plus button to add another module, which you can then search for Canva app. Now for the Canva app, what we want to do is export a design from Canva and have it run through this automation. So make sure you select Canva exported design. You can see that it's named here at the bottom. And then you want to connect to Canva. So you can hit the add button. And then this is giving make.com authorization to connect to your Canva account. So now you're giving it permission to read your Canva files, get access to your Canva so it can pull your content from Canva and put it through this workflow. All right, so I'm gonna grab the folder ID. I don't have my content in Canva in the folder, so I'm just gonna hit this backslash with the folder. And now for design ID, I'm gonna search for the folder. I'm gonna search for the content that I just created, and here it's dated today's date. So now I know exactly what it is, and it's pulling in the right piece of content. Now the export file, I want it to be an MP4 video, and then I want the quality. You can make it vertical, horizontal, 1080p, and now I'm going to select vertical, 1080p, and then the pages, this is going to link back to the increment function. So here I only want each video page to run one time. So I'm just going to select one here, right here at the bottom. You'll see like a little one dot I, and that's it. And then I'll hit save. All right, so now I'm going to add Airtable. I'm going to search for Airtable because that is where we're grabbing our captions from the database. So now I see Airtable, and from Airtable, I want to search the records in Airtable and then get the records from that table in the Airtable database. All right, so I'm going to give make.com access and permissions to connect to my Airtable. So now I'm just going to verify and grant access. And then I'm just going to hit over here on the, you can't see it on the screen, but what you want to do is specify the actual folder that you want it to pull. So make sure you look at the folder name, what you've named it, and then you will grant access to that specific folder. So now make.com is connected to Airtable, and it's going to pull in my caption for each day and based on each piece of content in Canva. All right, so now for the base, here's the file name, and I'm just going to select that, bring it in, and then the table, there's no table name really, it's just called table 1, and I can see that here. So I'll make sure it matches table 1, and that's the table name. And then here, the view, I'm just going to make it a grid view. Okay, so here I just want to pull in the caption. So I'm just going to hit caption, and then back in Airtable, I'm just going to make sure the header matches that name, and it does say caption. So we are good. And then here is where I wanted to also run through the workflow only one time. So I'm just going to select that I again from the increment function so that it runs one time. I'm going to hit save. All right, so now we have Airtable, we have Canva, and those are connected, and they're going to talk to each other. I don't see any errors popping up, so that's great. Now that we have the pieces of content that we want from Canva with the hook and the video, and now we have Airtable with the caption, now we want to add a router so that it routes to different external apps. So I'm just going to click router, and now the router will break out that piece of content and post it on the different apps and platforms that we want to post it on. All right, so now I'm going to connect my Instagram for business profile here on Make. And I'm going to search for Instagram, and then I'm going to make sure it says create a reel post. So let's see here, Instagram. And then you'll also need to give access to your Facebook account. So here now is where you're going to give permission if you haven't already. You make sure you give permission to Meta to connect your business account to Make.com. All right, so now that you've given permission, what you need to select here is the page that you're going to post on Instagram. And now here in the video URL box, you want to grab the file, the video file from Canva. So this is where you're going to select it. Just hit File. And then here for the caption, you're going to get the caption from Airtable. So now you're just going to hit Caption from the Airtable option here in blue. And you see it says Airtable Search Records. And you don't need a cover frame. And you don't need a location ID. So just hit Save. All right, and now if you want to connect it to another app like Facebook, you can do that. You can do Facebook pages. So for Facebook, you're going to do create a post. It has to post on your Facebook business account. So you're going to do create a post, and then you're going to connect it, and your message is going to be your caption, and then you're going to hit save. Okay, so now we have Facebook connected and we have Instagram connected. So let's look at our automation again and just make sure that everything is working as intended. Everything looks good. I don't see any errors. So now what I'm going to do is just ask it to run. So now at the bottom, let me save my scenario. Let's give it a name. All right. So here at the bottom is where you can schedule how many times you want your content to be posted. So you can have it post at regular intervals, once a week, once a day, specific days of the week or the month or specific dates. And you can have it post every 15 minutes. Oh, they have a discount here. Oh, $7 a month. This is great. I might get this discount. Okay, so it looks like Make.com is having a promotion. But here, this is where you can schedule how many times and the intervals you want it to post. But what I'm going to do now is just hit run, because I want to see that it's running immediately and that there are no errors, there are no issues, and I want to see that it posts right away to my Instagram account. So it takes a while and you'll see it going around. And if you don't see any errors, any red circles on each module, then that means that it's working and that there are no errors. So here I see that this is white, so that's good. And there's a number 1, it's running for the first time. Canva is running perfectly. There's no errors. Airtable. And now it's going to post to Instagram. Okay, so I can see that it ran, and I think I did something here because it ran again. So I'll double check my Instagram and see how many times it ran and posted. Let's just double check. All right, so now here you can see the post that actually posted, and that's the post from Canva. So now you can see that you have an automated system, a free system that can post your content for you, whether it's your Instagram, whether it's your Facebook, whether it's your newsletter or your email. Make.com has different automations and templates that you can plug and play, drop them in, and add your account, add your content, and let it just run for you automatically. All right, so the Facebook page, you can see that there was an error there. So I think the issue was that it doesn't allow me to post videos on Facebook. It only allows you to post the text post and text images, graphic images. But I just wanted to test it out just to show you that it's possible to connect your Facebook account to create a text post. All right, and then you can see the caption here. It posted, and this is awesome. I'm just going to go in and edit the caption because this was a demo. But this is great. So I'll dive deeper into more Make.com automations. I'll have this template in the classroom and other Make.com templates that you can just plug and play and automate your content, automate your newsletters without burnout. Let AI do the work for you. You can integrate Make with so many different applications like ChatGPT and let it run for you, let it create content, let it create newsletters and content for you automatically.